Good evening, everybody. I appreciate you joining me here on Deep River Farm. I want you to look here. We got some celebrity tomatoes in that we are currently picking here on the farm here in the raised bed gardens. Now these are some fine looking tomatoes. These are, got a little place there. These are about baseball sized tomatoes here. And we're going ahead and getting them when they're almost ripe. We let them get this close if we can. If not, we have an issue with birds pecking them. So we're gonna go ahead and start the pulling process and get these things pulled so that we can have some good old tomatoes here to eat. That's just a little bit to go. And let's move on up here. Remember me telling you here on the trellis how simple and easy it is to pull the cucumbers. Look at here, folks. There's our cucumber right here about waist high. And look at here. Here's one about shoulder high. Let's go ahead and get that and pulled. We got one here about throat high. Let's just back off a little bit on the camera so that we can see. Now we got one that's really got away from us here. Yeah, that one is too big, but guess who likes that? My labs, they love cucumbers and they're good for them too. Here's another one. Look, here's another one. Go ahead and get these boogers pulled. Here's another one right here. It's amazing what you can grow, folks, right here in a short span on the boxes. Now the heat has just absolutely wore everything out. Absolutely wore it out. Let's get on back up underneath here. Look in here. Let's go ahead and get some of the tomatoes. Look at the clump here. I just pulled one. There's 2, 3. There's the one I pulled 4. And here's the 5th one. It's a pretty good cluster on the tomatoes that we're getting hold of. Trying to get these boogers pulled so that the varmints don't get them. That's the birds and so forth. They've been pecking on them. So we got to get them before they do, or we're going to lose them. That one's got a bad place on it. So that's the bad thing about it. It's not blossom end rot or anything like that, but it's some kind of, this was up against the cage here. So the cage, I guess, wearing on it like so, messed it up. So we'll let the birds have that one. It's a little soft around the edges. But let's just move on over in here. As you can see, we got some good looking tomatoes, friends. Good looking tomatoes. Nice. Baseball size. And that's what you want. Some people like them great big tomatoes. I had rather have the quantity of tomatoes. Some of them good sized ones, just like this, than to have a few that were great big. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and pull these and get them before the birds do. But I want you to look up in there, folks. Look what we got coming. There's some nice looking tomatoes in here. I mean, just look, folks, look. That's going to be nice on a tomato sandwich. So folks, I'm delivering a few pieces of produce on my Moon Cool trike. Tomatoes and stuff's come in, so I'm going to take a few tomatoes to some of my friends. So we're on the trike making a delivery here on Deep River Farm. So folks, I'm peeling a tomato on purpose, just so you can see how juicy this thing is, how red it is, and mainly to make your mouth start watering. So just take a look at this nice tomato being peeled and getting ready to go on a sandwich. That tomato looks pretty good, don't it, Benny? You don't eat tomatoes. I don't know why you standing down there wagging your tail. You don't eat them. This is going to be a nice one here. Cut a little place out of that. That's perfect for a sandwich there, Benny. Perfect. Now, didn't that just make your mouth just plumb watery, wanting a tomato sandwich? Some of you choose to put a ham, tomato, and lettuce together. Some people just ham and tomato. Some people just tomato with your choice of mayo. So here, we're going to do a comparison with Duke's and Kraft mayonnaise. What do you think, Benny? Kraft Real mayonnaise or Duke's mayonnaise? Which one's the best here? Or JFG? Or some other brand? Which one you think's the best? We're getting ready to find it. All right, tell me about it. Which one you think? Which one you think? Well, tell me about it. What? All right, let's see here. It's a pretty good one there, Ben. Let's get a little bit more off this and finish filling that up. See if we can get a little bit without getting into the core. There we go. Now then. See which one of these is the best. Now let's just see. Try the Dukes. Try the Kraft. Benny, I believe Kraft is the one. Mm-hmm. Yep. Kraft. So folks, in my opinion, my palate preferred the Kraft on this test. What is your favorite mayonnaise with a tomato sandwich? Leave it in the comments of your favorite mayonnaise, and if you would like, leave in the comments also if you like lettuce and tomato sandwiches, bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwiches, or tomato, ham, lettuce and bacon. Just however you fix your tomato sandwich. Leave it in the comments and where you're from, so we'll kind of get an idea of what people like in certain areas. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.